This semester's field hours was a great experience and step for me towards graduating and eventually having a classroom of my own. I was at Vider Elementary under Tracy Maines. I got to see how PE changes daily and how it changes each class period. Different grade levels require different variations and modifications of the same game, or no matter what you're doing. I got to examine how she altered her normal curriculum and took a change by having field day on Halloween as opposed to the end of the school year. It was an amazing turnout, and although it was a busy day, it worked. The kids got to be active on a day where they were already thinking of nothing but candy and what they were going to be doing at home anyways. So for them to be able to have that day, it was really cool. And just to see her get to change her curriculum in that moment is not something that normal people do. It's like that was a leap for her to do, but it ended up working out and being something good for her and the students as well. Being able to adapt as a PE teacher is huge. They were also in the middle of a basketball lesson unit on a couple weeks whenever I went. During that Thanksgiving break, there was a gap between the field day and whenever I went for Thanksgiving week. So with it being Thanksgiving week, she paused the basketball unit so that when the students could come back from Thanksgiving break, they could focus more on the unit and just be recharged. So she took that week and planned a game themed based around Thanksgiving. So that was really cool. Again, I got to saw her stop, and again, what we always talk about in class is being able to just make changes to your lesson based on your students' needs and deciding what's best for your students. And so I got to see that in full display with Miss Maines and how she did that. And the students loved preparing for field day and being able to have the field day and then go home and celebrate Halloween with their family. And I also saw how she dealt with that, again, just being able to pause that unit, understanding where her students were, and being able to just implement that Thanksgiving week game-based. And it was really fun for the students, and it really got them involved in Thanksgiving. For those who may not know the traditions of Thanksgiving, they got to see that, and just how culturally aware she was in those moments throughout the week was super cool as well. I also saw how she got to deal with a lot of other different things and throughout the classroom and what happened in the gym. She allowed me to see how she deals with conflict, and when it's a more serious offense, and whenever it's like a he said she said situation, whenever to really act, like take this child to the principal or timeout, or whatever that may be. She does have what's called a conflict corner, where students must talk through their differences or shake and hug at the end after they've exchanged words. It cuts down on tattletaling, and it helps maintain good classroom management. You don't have the kids telling on each other 24/7. Again, it really cuts down on a lot of the he said, she said stuff. So the kids, they don't necessarily understand what they're tattling on each other for anyways. And so when they go to the conflict corner and they actually say why they're upset with each other, they realize like, oh, they're not, they really have nothing to be upset with each other at all, or they voice out their opinions and then it gets dealt with and then they move on. Let's see. So you don't have children telling on each other 24/7, like I said. So again, my teaching experience was neat to get to see the fourth graders and how they respond to someone of my caliber. I felt like I did a good job of instructing the students and like describing to them the different things that I was looking for throughout the lesson of catching the football at the different levels. There were some accommodations that I had to make. Instead of like catching it at all three levels, you only had to do 2 levels or 1 level and just work on those towards improvement. Like if you just needed 2 levels of catching, then you could do that. Or if you just needed to work on 1, then you could just solely work on that 1 level and then improve in that 1 area. So you can always improve personally with teaching and stuff like that, obviously. So I will continue to work on my voice projection, and I want to think more like a student at times and understand what they want and which ways they're leaning towards, and making sure to include the correct amount of autonomy in the gym. but without, allowing the students to take over and just obviously doing what they want to. I need to make sure that I'm doing what I need to, staying within my objectives, but then at the same time being open to change a little bit with what the students want to do and giving them choices and different things like that. And again, it was just an overall great experience getting to learn from Tracy, Miss Maines. It was really a great experience, and I hope to do my student teaching with her next spring. Thank you.